Starting this week, you and your SimuCase partner will use Skype for Business and SimuCase to work together and play each section of Anna's case separately throughout the remainder of the semester. Remember that you will be both participating in discussion about each section that you play every couple of weeks in the course, and then together you guys will submit your report, and I will enter the grade into both of your grades for that section of the report based on just the one report that either one of you submits. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to open up Skype for Business, and hopefully before this you have talked to, either on the phone or through email, your partner and decided on a time when the two of you can get together. If that intercredential shows up, I think you can just ignore it. And you're going to then type in the name of your partner. I'm going to say that Bobby Brink is mine. And then her name will appear. When you hover over her picture, go to the Start Video Call with Bobby or your partner, and you can start a video call with that person that way. Another way that you can do this is to click on the little triangle next to the gear and then click on Meet Now. That will automatically open up a meeting for you. Okay, and then whether you call your partner the way I showed you the first time or you start the Meet Now, this is the screen you're going to get to. If you did Meet Now, here's where you're going to type in the name of the person that you want to call. So again, that same system is going to show up. My video icon doesn't show up here, but I'm not really going to video call her, so you should be fine. So you would type in the name and then click on OK, and it's going to call that person, and hopefully they remembered your meeting and they'll answer. Once you're in the meeting, you guys can share one screen. So you're going to decide if it's Bobby or Jennifer who's going to actually have the case pulled up on her computer or his computer, and then click on Present Desktop. So if we're going to play Anna's case on my computer, then I will click on the Present button down at the bottom and then choose Present Desktop. I'm going to select the monitor that I want to present, and then I'll click on Present. I'm going to need to bring up my SimuCase screen then, and then the person on the other end can see what I see, and they can even take over and do the button clicking themselves. So, and you would do that with an option that's way up at the top of the screen that says Give Control. And when you click on that, you can click Give Control automatically, and there you go. So let me see if I can move my window back down. Not that way. I'm going to try again here. Let's see. I'm going to have to make that smaller and click on SimuCase, and now I can make it bigger again and drag that down. Okay, it's all a process. So I'm already logged in. You'll log in and then you'll see your name up in this orange box. And then you've already done Anna's case. So if you click on Pending Case Studies, Anna should be there. Click on Start or Restart Case. You don't want to resume because you want to start with a clean slate here, because last time when you went in and played Anna's case, you were just kind of putzing around. So I'm going to click on Start in Assessment Mode. That's my only option, and it will load Anna's case for me. Once I've done that, I can read through this information as much as I need and then click on Start.
Hi, I'm Anna. I'm 4 years old. I like to play games.
Okay. And now we need to start thinking like clinicians. I kind of did that part for you first. If you get a referral to see a student, that referral comes from your supervising speech language pathologist, and the first thing that you need to do is learn about Anna before you do anything else. So you need to start with the collaborators, and the first collaborator who you should talk to needs to be your supervising speech language pathologist. So you'll click on collaborators and then click on your supervising speech language pathologist.
I am your supervising speech language pathologist. Please work with Anna today. I sent her evaluation report to your clipboard. Do you have any questions for me before you get started? Once you are finished working with Anna, please call me back and report your findings.
Okay, so you listened to your SLP's introduction and you have instructions here. You're going to click on team members you want to collaborate with, select questions. Those are saved to your clipboard. You can type in other notes, and then if there are reports there, you can view them in the clipboard. You find your clipboard by clicking on Show Clipboard at the top, and then it appears way over on the right side of your screen. So you can see I'm in the collaborators section. We have skipped baseline data for now. You'll do that next. That monologue that the SLP said when we first logged in, that shows up there. She said she sent the evaluation and IEP to the clipboard. So you're going to want to click on this to open up that document and then read it and talk about it with each other. Okay, so there is her evaluation. And if you scroll down, the rest of this is her IEP. Now remember, as an SLPA, you are required to provide treatment as directed in the written treatment plan by the SLP who supervises you, and that's what that IEP does. So that's what you are going to use to help you decide what types of activities you're going to do with Anna once you and your partner get to the treatment section. That'll be the third section you do. Okay, so back to collaborators. You're going to want to ask the SLP questions. Read the IEP and the evaluation first. If you have the information in the IEP already, you probably don't need to ask the question that goes along with that answer that you found in the IEP. If you don't have that information and it fits into your SLPA scope of practice, then go ahead and ask that question. When you ask a question, then that answer will be spoken and it will appear on your clipboard.
Anna has only had one session thus far. She followed directions well and enjoyed playing a matching game. We worked on K and single words, and her accuracy was the same as it was during the assessment.
Okay, same as it was during the assessment. And I remember I have an assessment report. So this is kind of important information because remember, we always want to just kind of work one step higher than the child was the last time they were seen. And you're going to ask her other questions. You will score positive points for asking questions that really show thoughtfulness and thinking like a clinician. If you ask questions that would not be appropriate for your position as an SLPA, then you will score negative points on this section, okay? Now, there's one other important part to scoring well in the collaborators section. I'm just going to tell you about it. It says, once you are finished with Anna, please call me back and report your findings. So that means that you need to go to the treatment section, do any bit of treatment there, and then come back to collaborators and meet with the SLP or click on the SLP a second time. If you don't do that, your collaborator's score is going to be low. So this is kind of artificial at this point because you're not really going to have to do treatment and come back and report, but just do that. So you'll play your collaborators section, go to the treatment, select something, play a couple of responses on it, and then go back to the supervising SLP because that will affect your score in collaborators. It'll all make much more sense when you have to do the whole case, okay? So when I'm done with talking to a specific collaborator, I'm going to click on the X up there, and then thinking about the IEP and what services Anna receives and other things like that, I'm going to click on additional collaborators. Now, some people are appropriate to talk to because they know Anna and they work with Anna. Other people are not appropriate for you to talk to because they wouldn't have any information on Anna. So think about that when you decide who you're going to talk to and who you're not going to talk to. In terms of SLPA scope of practice, you can talk to teachers and to family members. You cannot provide interpretive information to them. So don't feel that you can't talk to anybody but the SLP. So if I click on the preschool
Hello, I'm
teacher,
Mrs. Mitchell. Anna is a student in my preschool class. How can I help you?
Okay, now I can look at these questions and decide what might be appropriate for me to ask her about Anna.
There are some other sounds that she struggles to say, but I can't think of what they are right now.
Okay, and I went out of order. Now it makes me think I should have asked this question too.
Anna has a few sound errors. I know she has been working on the K sound. Anna did an excellent job saying the K sound during circle time yesterday when the letter of the week was C, but I noticed she had a really hard time trying to say cookie.
Okay, notice there are 2 pages of questions here, so make sure that you look at all of your question options, okay? Once you feel like you've done a good job talking to your collaborators, then you can submit your case. I'm just going to do this for now. Okay, this is just an example of treatment, so you play the response. Okay, and then was it produced correctly, and what feedback would I provide to her? Let's see, I'll do that. Okay, and then I'll click on the next one. Okay, remember that I said you're going to need to go back to your collaborators section after you're finished with treatment. I'll close her and go back to your
Thank you
supervising
for calling
SLP.
me back to report your findings. Please enter your findings in the client progress section.
Okay, so then she'll tell you to go to client progress. So I'm going to get my points for going back to her. At this point, once you think you've played this well, you can submit the case. And it tells you how well you did. Notice I really only played the collaborator section. I'm at 29%. So you can then export your final report. When you do that, it creates a PDF file. Open up your PDF file, and it shows you what you did. Okay, so that K sounds in isolation is there. It tells me who I visited with and what types of questions and choices I made. So I had 4 reflective choices that I made, 1 that was acceptable and none that were rejected. So this is where I scored those points that gave me that 29%. If I would have had points here, that 29% would have dropped. Here's that transcript of all of those questions that I asked, okay? And then there's that treatment that I did there at the K sound in isolation. So I'm not saying that K sound in isolation is correct. Look that and see that I got 0 out of 100 on treatment there. So don't take that as a good example or maybe a bad example of what to do. I want you to make those decisions later. So let's see. I'm going to close current tab. I'm going to close that report and go back to my screen. So once you have that report, then that's what you're going to save to your computer, and then you will upload it to the assignment in my MTI. I'll keep track of who is partnered together, and we'll enter in that grade for that one report for both of you. And remember, this week you are only doing the collaborators section. Let me know if you have any questions.